What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Let me just make sure the mic's on. Beautiful. It absolutely is. So I've got Lana in the back here. And of course, we always travel with the dogs in the crate because it's the safest way to travel. Shout out to Roughland Kennels. Best in the business, easy to clean, very durable, very space efficient. All the things that an actual real dog motherfucker is going to really appreciate. But anyway, we're here at Cahoots. This is my first time bringing her out. Her name's Lana. She's an 8-year-old pit bull, like actually American pit bull terrier. And quite frankly, she's one of the most, if not the most codependent, anxious dogs that I've had come through my doors. Now I have these types of dogs come through all the time, but this particular dog has it pretty bad. And I don't know if she's improving a little bit, but normally she would be whining and whinging and really getting after it in the kennel right there. But I think because I'm close to her, like right now, and she could hear me, it's actually calming her down. But she's also inside the kennel, and one of the things that we're going to really be working on for her is crate training. There's so much to be said about like how difficult it is for people who love their dogs so much that see some discomfort in them, and they do whatever they need to do to cater to that discomfort. Now, in her case, she's 8. She's probably been, building up this codependency and this association to where if I'm not with somebody, I panic and I lose my mind. Now, for me, that's a really unhealthy place to be. It's an unhealthy mind space, and it's not the mind space that I really want for my dog. So many different instances, we might look at something like genetic, like the dog is this way because of genetic disposition, but when I talk to the lovely people and we talk about certain things, they're very real with me. They're very upfront with me. And, I would be led to believe that maybe this is something that just continually and gradually got worse over the course of a long period of time. So are we going to get, where are we going to get in a 3-week board and train? I don't know. But I do know that I have to do something different in reference to get a different result. And we're going to get into this and I'm going to do the shit, but what is it that I'm going to be doing differently? Namely, I'm going to be slowing her down. I'm going to be giving her a lot of experience, and I'm going to be like, hey, pump the brakes, kid. Constant state of arousal, constant state of just taking people, taking her owners to where she wants to go and being with them when she wants to be with them, not learning to just be a little bit more independent over there. So we're going to do a lot of place work with her. I've got some content from this morning that's very unsettling because she is so uncomfortable. No. To not be right next to you, just 10 feet away, tied back to a leash and a placemat. And my goal is just to get her to be able to relax when I'm 10 to 15 feet away, right? So one of the things that we're gonna have the clients work on at home is, hey, place command over there, we're on the couch watching TV. You are going to survive, dude. It's okay to be over there and not be up my ass 24/7, okay? Now most people would be like, why don't you just let her come over and be with her? Well, because just continuing to let her come over to me and be with me, it's not going to help us get to a place where she can become more independent. So here we're kind of doing the dirty work and the hard part, getting it started. And then the remedy moving forward will be slow the pace down, slow the dog down, and teach more independence. So without further ado, let me go ahead and grab this dog out from the back of here. I've gotten so many of these prong collars over the course of my career that I could take a look at her size and I can straight up eyeball what the perfect size is going to be for her. So we're going to take 2 links out on this side, and we're going to take 1 link out on this side. This is a Herm Sprenger, the only brand that I use. So we're going to take 3 total links. I'm going to kind of take a look at what we got here. Yeah, this looks about right. I bet you $5 it is. Don't touch that dial, guys. I'm just grabbing her out from the back of the kennel here. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate your support. The subscription-based audience is the only one seeing this video right now. I did obviously upload it to a YouTube server, but I did keep it unlisted, so literally nobody gets to see this content but you. Anyway, we're going to put it on the double loop. Okay, there's 2 loops on the prong collar. There's this one, which is going to give you the martingale feature, which is going to give a pinch. But if you put the carabiner on both, it takes the pinch feature away. And since this is her first time wearing it, we don't really want to goose her too much yet. We want to condition it to her and do that number. Okay, so that's how we're going to do that. And what I'm about to talk about right now, steady, no, is something that I've continuously talked about over and over again. Okay. 100% of the time, I don't ask too much of the dog straight out of the kennel. I really want to allow curiosity. Maybe she needs to piss. She needs to piss. And just kind of get her bearings about like where she's at, and just kind of give her the freedom, to kind of do whatever she wants, so to speak, just to start, okay? Come on. Let her be curious, give her the opportunity of curiosity, acclimation, familiarization, all things that are extremely underrated and underutilized. Come on. Good girl. Come on. Completely out of sorts right now, is looking for a way out, but I want to help her through this fear. I'm not asking too much of her, just to be out here with me, and she's looking for a way out. Just not going to let her run away from her fears in this context, okay? Come on. Good girl. Okay, one thing that she hasn't learned how to do yet, because we've just been trying to acclimate at the ranch she's been with me for I think 4 days now. I never really go straight into like work or anything formal until the dog and I kind of like acclimate together, and she kind of understands who's taking care of her for the time being, because I feel like that's a very fair approach. I may be a little bit biased, but I think I'm not only one of the most knowledgeable, one of the more experienced, but I think I'm one of the most fair dog trainers in the entire industry. And what I say that for is because there's levels of corrections, there's understanding temperament, there's understanding where the dog's at. There's so many things to consider when you're working with any said individual dog. They're very unique to their own. Even if they're the same breed, they could have completely different characteristics. They could be in a completely different space, different genetics, different temperaments. All these different things I take into account in reference to how it is that I, form my approach, because I feel like that's going back to what I was saying, the most fair that I could possibly be. Because I love dogs, and I teach dogs in an effort to get the results, but also to be as fair and appropriate as I can be, because that's honoring the dog, that's respecting the dog. I don't give a fuck about looking like I'm some kind of fucking, I care about the dog, right? So I'm not very cookie cutter. This is how it's done. Like, what approach are you going to take? I don't know what approach I'm going to take. I need to see your dog. I need to see what's going on. It's very tailor-made to the individual dog. Does that make sense, guys? So we're going to go ahead and close this up. I do have some food with me, but she's been a little stressed out, and she hasn't eaten a whole lot of food. I think she's eaten like 1 meal in 4 days, and I know that sounds a little upsetting, but a dog can go even longer than that without eating and be just fine. But again, I have food with me, and I'm going to make an effort to give her some food during this process here. But let me turn it around, because we're going to start walking around. And you guys remember when I was talking about slowing her down? Well, we're going to get walking, and you're going to see real quick how she's just going to speed up right past me. And every time that happens, I'm just going to turn and go the other way. And I know I've got the prong collar on her. But I'm not going to be utilizing any prong collar corrections right now. The worst that's going to happen is she's going to run into a correction. Good. Come on. Okay, disinterested. What do you do in this particular situation when the dog is disinterested in food? I'm not going to offer it to her anymore. Okay, not for a while. And this is literally all I'm going to be doing right now is walking with her. Every time she becomes like overstimulated or over curious with like something else, I'm going to put a little bit of good girl. Directional changes. She's disconnected. I stop. There's tension in the leash. And I'm not going to drag her. Good girl. Obviously, there's a vehicle coming, so we're going to come back this way. But there she goes. Tension. Nice. Good girl. I'm going to give her the opportunity to be brave. That big, loud truck right there has kind of tweaked her out. And right now, she's trying to actually run away from her problem. And all I'm doing, I'm not asking too much of her. I'm just going to give her the opportunity to be brave and not allow her to flight. She's going into flight mode. She's used to being able to flight and get away because that's just what's kind of helped her cope. And now it's like, hey man, you're going to have to be brave through this. And I'm going to show you that nothing bad happens. She's obviously hunkering down. She's trying to get her way. Come on, baby. Good. This way. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Good girl, mama. Steady. Good girl. Completely disconnected to the handler. Completely disconnected to the handler. And with this drill here, we're showing her that she's supposed to be following me. And all this other stuff doesn't matter. This is just some sort of trying to manipulate, she's trying to manipulate and it's not going to work, Good girl, that's better. Steady. Very light pressure right now. Super light pressure. Well, this isn't so bad. Doing good now, buddy. Nice, pal. Stop, turn. Let's go. Very good. Turn. Very good. Passes. Tension. Yes. Come on, mamas. Good. So just the experience of being out here right now and exposing her to all these things that tends to tap into high sensory mode. Come on. Come on. Yes, good girl. Good. Good. Good, mama. Good. Very good. This way. Good, mama. Good. Very good. And guys, I know this is super boring. Come on, mama. Super boring, but her mind is working really hard right now. It's a very mentally taxing drill for her. And this is the other side. When we talk about dogs going to dog parks, right, and they're in a high level of stimulation the entire time, they come home and the owner's pissed off because that was supposed to tire the dog out. Well, the reason that didn't happen is because we're not really making the dog think at the dog park. The dog is just in a constant state of arousal the entire time. And so what is the dog practicing in that environment? high level stimuli around other dogs. Nothing but excitement, high level stimuli. Nobody there to sort of manage the situation, right? Dog's not thinking there. Here, the dog is thinking significantly, and we're not doing any running around or any high level physical type stuff. But you'll see a dog like this go through this type of experience, be really tired at the end of it. Come on, mama. Yes, good. Good girl. Good girl. This way. Good girl, mama. Come on. Good. Nice. Come on. Good girl, baby. Good girl. Steady. Heel. Steady. Heel. Steady. Heel. Good girl. Steady. Good. Making her think, guys. That's all I got for this video. Something basic, something simple, but something that has to continue to be practiced. Appreciate your guys' subscription. I appreciate your support. Let me know what you think in the comments. Yeah, I guess I could just continue to show you this dog's progress as we continue on in our board and train. That's all I got. Peace. So now that we've entered the store, I really like giving the dog a little bit of freedom of curiosity, but at the same time, as you can see, I slowed her down there because I don't want her to take me to where she wants to go. Good. But I will give her, like, you know, I won't ask for like a super, you know, tight heel or anything. Come on. This way. It's about giving the dogs like tons of new looks. She started to do really decent outside, but I knew that if I brought her in here, it was going to be a little bit of a different ball game. The sensory overload starts to take its course again because it's a new environment, and that's why it's so important to take your dogs to, you know, all sorts of different places and different looks, because that way nothing comes to them as like a surprise. There's not so much a culture shock anymore when you start taking your dog everywhere you can possibly take them, but also having a management program protocol in place. You know, it's not just about spending time with your dog in these places, it's about, you know, the type of time that you're spending with them there. Is it productive time, or is it the type of time where the dog is just going to continuously building up like negative associations, and are they going to continue to be practicing bad habits? So it's basically just about helping her make better choices in all these new different contexts for her. So yeah. Come on. Good girl. Steady. Good. Heel.